Well, good evening and God bless you wherever you might be tuning in. Varsity Media Sports tonight, live from Tiger Town in Warsaw. Second game of our doubleheader here this afternoon as the Class D1 girls soccer title is on the line with the top-seeded Fillmore Eagles at 18-0 going against the Marion Black Knights, the number 2 seed with a record of 15-3. In case you just tuned in today's action, earlier today, the Class D2 title was decided as Notre Dame Batavia defeated Avoca Prattsburg by a final score of 4-1 to claim the Class D2 crown. The winner of this game will play Notre Dame Batavia in the Class D qualifier on Tuesday at a site that is yet to be determined and a time to be determined as well. And of course, a lot of that will depend upon who wins this ball game as to where and what time those games will be played. Taking a look at the starting lineups, first of all for the Marion Black Knights, Emily Gushlaw will be out there in the midfield. Maya Hausbach, a sophomore, will be in the midfield as well, along with Cammie Sturries, Abigail Murata, Leah Borman in the starting lineup, Haley Worster, along with Hannah Rogers, Abby Conover, Ava Schubert, and Delaney Shostak, and in goal, Elise Birch for head coach Lori DeLizer and the Marion Black Knights. And of course, that DeLizer name carries quite an impact when it comes to girls soccer, as we remember Chloe DeLizer a couple of years ago, who set all kinds of Section 5 records in a Marion jersey. She is now at Ohio State as a sophomore. Meanwhile, for the Fillmore Eagles, they shape up this way. Sophia Templeton, one of the captains, will be one of the forwards, along with Hope Russell, Grace Russell in the middle, Rachel Hatch back on defense, along with Amelia Rose. Emily Krezeminski will be back there as well. Emma Beardsley back on defense, Mallory Durock in the starting lineup, along with Zoe Beardsley and Torin Wolfer. In goal for John Beardsley and the Fillmore Eagles, Presley Miller, the sophomore goalkeeper, as the Eagles come in with a perfect 18-0 record coming into the action tonight. The Marion Black Knights earlier in the season got a little trouble getting going as they lost to Newark and then to Livonia 2-1 and 3-0 respectively. And then Lori DeLizer's team went on a 13-game tear when they won 13 in a row. They lost their final game of the season to Williamson 1-0 and have gotten right back on track in the sectionals with a 3-1 win over Genesee Valley Belfast in the first round of the sectionals and a 1-0 shutout of Wheatland Chili in Week 2. Meanwhile, the Fillmore Eagles have run the table, and of course in the postseason they are 2-0 with a 7-0 win over South Seneca and a 4-0 win over the Honeoye Lady Bulldogs. Well, these two teams set to get things underway. The Marion Black Knights, strangely enough, ironically enough, wearing their white jerseys with orange and black trim numerals. Meanwhile, the Fillmore Eagles in their home black jerseys trimmed in green with white numerals. They will be moving from our left to our right as things unfold here in Tigertown at Warsaw Central School for this second game. Glad you could join us on Varsity Media tonight for the Class D1 Championship. The Marion Black Knights getting set to get things underway at midfield as the ball will be touched by Abby Conover, and this sectional soccer game is underway. A right side pass, and quickly the Eagles try to clear it out. They do so successfully on the left-hand side where Amelia Rose sends it back to midfield. The Black Knights giving chase on the far sideline and bringing it back to the middle. John Beardsley's group pass down the right side. They were looking for Abigail Murata, but it was sent back out at midfield. Some contact there momentarily. And official stops play. Two of our officials, Jeff Youngs and Marty Hines tonight. I'm not sure who our third official out there is, but apparently it looks like Sophia Templeton is okay as she came together with one of the Marion Black Knights and is shaken up momentarily. So a restart for the Eagles as they boot it deep into the Black Knights' end, controlled by Templeton, and sends it back to the middle. Sending it back, Kaylee Ellsworth into the Black Knights' end of the field as they try to defend on the right-hand side. A little push pass taken out front. In the middle, Templeton trying to split two defenders, steps into the pattern, and now a right side pass on the right wing in the box. They try to center the pass back out front, and a hook shot and a score! A score early on in this game. I believe it was Sophia Templeton, number 1. I believe that's who scored that goal. Let's see, maybe not. Number 3, Grace Russell. I believe it's Grace Russell who is credited with that goal. So Grace Russell nets one less than 2 minutes into this game at the 38:30 mark, and we're back at it. So Fillmore on the board. I'm not sure who the assist went on that one because I know there were 2 or 3 passes beforehand. So Grace Russell credited with the goal. Well, the Fillmore Eagles, blink your eye and they're on the board. 38:30, so a minute and a half into the game. The black and green have themselves a 1-goal edge up the right sideline. And, of course, certainly a lot of soccer still left to be played here at Warsaw Central School for sure. And you know that the Marion Black Knights are not here by accident. That is for sure. So on the far side, a throw-in coming up for the Eagles. Quick bounce in, and they're trying to center a pass out front. Templeton gets a foot on it momentarily, but it's cleared back in. Emily Gushlaw got a piece of it out front that time for Marion, but now the ball back in midfield. Some contact there, and it will go Marion's way as Ava Schuster bumped off near midfield there, and Lori DeLizer's squad will see Abigail Murata, the sophomore, put the foot to it just outside the center circle. Booms it deep down the right side. One hopper, and it is saved by Presley Miller. So Miller comes up with the save. At midfield, the ball comes to the Black Knights, a 1-0 lead in favor of the Fillmore Eagles. As, boy, you blink your eye, and they were on the board. 2 or 3 quick passes on the right-hand side, and Grace Russell credited with a goal that snuck right into the lower left-hand corner. Past the Marion goalie. Throw in up the right side, and Templeton on the run, but run off the ball. Good defensive play, Delaney Shawstack. Now Templeton trying to circle in along the baseline, sending a pass out front, and it's broken up on top of the circle that time. They were looking to get something going from right to left. Now Marion with a run on the far side on the left. Amy Sturries, and now it is Abigail Murata circling a pass in, and it's knocked away by the Fillmore defense. Good defense there, and I know certainly goalies like Presley Miller appreciate an active defense, and that is certainly showed up right there for John Beardsley's team, stopping that one shot that could have been a near post shot. Throw into midfield, and Templeton uses her foot skills but stepped out. So Marion will throw it back in. 34:55 left to play here in the first half. So Torrin Wolfer sending a long pass the other way. Templeton checked near the top of the box, and clearing the ball across field was Haley Wursler for Marion. Trying to chase it down, Mia Hausbach. But it'll be a throw-in for the Fillmore Eagles on the far side. They send it back into a midfield where Templeton comes to get it and feeds it back. They try to go over the top this time, and the ball booted away on the right-hand side. Well, the Eagles takes a spill. I think it was Templeton, but no whistle on the play, and the Black Knights try to attack the other way. Ball left at midfield. It'll be thrown back in by Fillmore. On the near side, Mallory DeRock will get the play back underway. 1-0 ball game if you just joined us, 33-44. Left to play, Templeton up the right side, run off the ball, and now she gets a foot on it, crosses the pass in the crease, and it goes all the way through on the far sideline as Emily Kresaminski was closing on that. The ball was a little too hot to handle and got through there just a touch quickly. Long pass down the other end. Coming out in the top of the box there is Presley Miller. Long shot that found its way toward the goal mouth, and Miller credited with her second save. 2 shots thus far for Marion, 1 shot for the Fillmore Eagles, and it has found the back of the net. Pass over the top, and Fillmore clearing it back out as Rachel Hatch pushed it back in the Black Knights zone, and a quick pass to the right side. I think they thought they were passing it to Lori DeLizer on the far side. I know she was taking a step toward the ball there. She was tempted. Throw in for the Fillmore Eagles across the way with 32:24 remaining. We're in the first half. The Class D1 title on the line here in Warsaw as the lights come on here as twilight has approached in Wyoming County. On the left side, the ball cleared back out by Marion. At midfield, Abby Conover gets a piece of it, but it's taken away by the Eagles and then volleyed right back to midfield. And again, sent back the other way. Rachel Hatch with a long pass to the right side. And it is going to be steered out, and a throw-in coming up for the Eagles. Mallory DeRock gets it in along the end line, and it's sent right back. DeRock pops it up in the box. It goes over the crease and over the crossbar and out. It'll be a goal kick coming up now for the Marion Black Knights. Marion in the midst of their season with a 13-game winning streak. They lost their first 2, then won 13 in a row before falling 1-0 just prior to the start of the postseason. Lori DeLizer's team has gotten back on track with a couple of wins in the sectionals and now hungry for a Section 5 title here in this one. However, her ball club trailing 1-0. A nice move along the end line. Crossing pass is deflected out of there. And Fillmore comes up with it again. They leave it back on top. Send it back in the middle and a little quick pop pass to the right. Black Knights to the near sideline, chasing it out for Marion. Not able to catch up with it. Amaya Hayes. Pass down in the right side corner. Check it. It was Emily Gushlaw who was after it. In the corner, they try to bring it out. Ball through the box, and now the Black Knights have the ball deflected back toward the top of the box. Duroc gets a piece of it on the left side. Russell leaves it on top. Right side pass in the box, volleyed back to the right-hand side. Right-footed shot is deflected on the right-hand side. Zoe Beardsley got a shot away, and finally Elise Birch comes up with the save. Second shot for Fillmore, and this one is saved. First save of the night for Elise Birch. Didn't handle it cleanly, but got on it very quickly off of the rebound. Black Knights trying to put on a little rush on the Eagles' end of the field. Nice footwork that time by Abigail Murata, brings it back to the middle, trying to send a long pass to the far side of the box, but it'll result in a goal kick coming up for the Fillmore Eagles. Earlier today, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish claimed themselves the Class D2 title with a 4-1 win over Avoca Prattsburg in the opener here at Warsaw Central School. Dandy of a ball game, a hat trick for Autumn Mathewson. Also Maylee Green scoring as well for Notre Dame Batavia. The lone goal for Avoca Prattsburg, Shannon Sullivan, with about 2 minutes left to go after it was 4-0. So congratulations to Jody Clark and the Fighting Irish as they come away with a Section 5 Class D2 title. Congratulations as well to the Avoca Prattsburg squad coached by Trista Sullivan on a great season. Pass along the end line, scooped up nicely that time by Presley Miller. Her third save of the game. On up the right side, Sophia Templeton in a foot race down the right side. Michaela Vandermeer with her and runs her off the ball, but it was last touched by Vandermeer, and it is a corner kick coming up. First corner kick for Fillmore in the game, and Sophia Templeton, the senior, will take it. Right foot from the right side corner. Try and make something happen from there. Boots it in along the end line, circles in the box, goes through the crease and all the way through to the far sideline, and is going to go out. As chasing it down over there was Emily Krezeminski, but couldn't quite catch up to it. So the Black Knights go on the offense, trying to push the ball up on the right side wing. Little quick touch pass by Hannah Rogers, and a pass in the middle broken up by Kaylee Ellsworth defensively for the green and black. Pass back to midfield. The official stays in shape out there. He's been dancing around out there trying to get out of the way of these players. There he goes again. Near side pass. He never knew it was that dangerous out there. Near side pass comes to the Black Knights, who will toss it in. Amaya Hayes, the freshman, defender, gets it back in, and Fillmore feeds it back up. It goes through, but the Black Knights send it back to midfield. Volleyed back the other way, and getting a foot on it there, Mia Hausbach. A long pass over the top of the defense, and coming out to get it that time is Elise Birch, as the Eagles sent a shot over the top, although I'm not sure it was meant to be a shot, but it was near the goal mouth, so I guess you'd have to consider that an attempt. On the near side, bodying the defender away is Hannah Rogers, but it'll be a throw-in on the near side for Fillmore. Mallory Duroc with 25:35 remaining in the first half. Looks to get it in. On the right side, the bounce goes over the head of everybody, and Templeton trying to trace it down for Fillmore, Ball volleyed back out on the near side, and the Black Knights will be tossing it back in. Try and catch you up on a couple of scores from boys and girls games from the last day or so at halftime. There have been some dandies, and of course, if you make it this far, you've done something. You're playing some good soccer. Long pass up the right side that time. Torin Wolfer has the ball knocked back to midfield, and it'll be thrown back in by the Eagles. John Beardsley's squad gets it back in. Near side pass, Duroc sending it back in the middle as they send it up the right sideline. After that, Zoe Beardsley, who has already gotten one shot on goal, tries to circle a pass out, but boots it past the right side. It'll be a goal kick coming up now for Marion. Zoe had that shot earlier on the near post that squirted out of the hands of the Marion goalie, but Elise Birch pounced on it very quickly, so there was no putback on the rebound. Near side pass. Duroc handles it. She and Grace Russell, who scored that first goal, they try to give it back to Russell, but that's broken up. And the pass back in the middle, and Abby Conover, who wears that number 13, no superstitions there, sends it out on the far side, and the orange and black, or tonight they're orange and white, will throw it back in for Marion. The Black Knights in white. Long pass squirts through the crease, but coming up with it in back, Presley Miller. Well, Miller scoops it up. Marion with 4 shots. Fillmore with 3, but one of Fillmore's has found the back of the net, and that's the difference in this game. Pass on the near side by Kaylee Ellsworth. Taken now, Russell taking it from right to left, sending a long pass. They try to get something going on the left side, but the Black Knights will clear it out. It'll be thrown in on the far side by the Fillmore Eagles. I believe it's Emily Kresaminski, number 7, set to throw it in, but either way, the Eagles get it back and send it toward the top of the box. It's deflected out of there, but taken. It's again, Russell makes a nice move from right to left, and now back to the right again. Quick pass to the right, Duroc trying to center up a pass, steps through 2 defenders. On the right side, centers a pass out in the middle, in the box, nice move to the left. Shot up and over the top that time. Hope Russell was 10 feet away and rifled it just high. Golden opportunity for the Fillmore Eagles, but the Black Knights dodge a bullet there with 21:51 left to play in this first half. The Eagles keep it back in off the goal kick. Ball alive in the box. Templeton with it and being run off the ball defensively now. Templeton still comes away with it, makes a nice move to the right as she battles Haley Wursler for the ball and comes away with it. Templeton in the right side, cross the pass in the mat, through the crease, deflected out of there on the far side. Some stirring going on in the red zone there as a throw-in coming up, or check it, a goal kick coming up for the Marion Black Knights. The ball did go out behind the flag. Well, the Black Knights will send it up the other way as we approach the midway point of half number 1. As you see, Fillmore owning that 1-0 lead. And that goal took place a minute and a half into the action. Grace Russell with the score on the right-hand side. Duroc trying to get the shot away. Instead, it's Zoe Beardsley, and it's saved by Elise Birch. Her 4th save of the game. Second time that Zoe Beardsley, the senior captain, got a pretty good shot on the right-hand side. Just tried to tuck it in the near post, but Elise Birch was Johnny on the spot and made the stop. Pass up front, left side, Templeton trying to get in on the end line, diving after it and coming up with it. Stopping the action is Elise Birch. Nice pass from Emily Krasminski. Templeton ran on it and got a foot on it, but couldn't quite steer it toward the goal mouth. And now the ball taken away by Fillmore. Zoe Beardsley has it deflected out near side. Good defensive effort by Hannah Rogers, the sophomore. Throw in down the right side, and Russell trying to take it to the end line and then bring it back out. Black Knights take it in front of the flag. Did it go out? It did. It'll be a throw in for Fillmore, and they get it back in quickly as Durack has it deflected out. Isabella Vargas got a piece of it. She has just checked in the game for Lori DeLizer. Throw in, Durack tosses it into the box, is headed toward the top of the box now. Handled out front by Torin Wolfer. And now in the left-footed shot is saved. Emily Krasiminski fired one off, but Elise Birch covers up and makes her 5th save of this ball game, keeping the score at 1-0. As the Eagles trying to pepper a few shots on Marion's goal. They've become a little bit more active in these last couple of minutes, and Templeton takes the ball away again for Fillmore. Utilizing her quickness and foot skills up the right sideline. The ball out, last touched by Marion. Haley Wurtzer got a piece of it apparently. Templeton tosses it in the right side corner where Durack centers it up with a pass over the top. One hop in the box. They try to head it near side, but it's going to go out. And a goal kick coming up once again. So, again, the Fillmore Eagles on the attack, spending a lot of time in Marion's end of the field these last few minutes. I would say probably about the first 15 minutes the play was pretty even Steven, but all of a sudden the Fillmore Eagles have come to life and have become quite active in the other zone. Quite offensive-minded, you might say. Near side, Templeton tries to keep it in, but unsuccessful at doing so. Marion will get it back in. Haley Wurtzer gets play back underway. Abby Conover sends it to midfield, and now on the right side, Abigail Murata circling to the right wing, trying to take it up the sideline, and she'll look to center a pass back out front. She does so, but the Fillmore defense breaks it up and sends it back toward midfield. Whistle at midfield, and it'll be a restart for the Marion Black Knights. Delaney Shawstack from midfield will launch it off and attempts to make something happen for Marion. High shot, ball is headed up in the box on the left side by the Fillmore defense. It was initially headed up by Torin Wolfer, and now it's taken away by Conover. Conover crosses a pass. On the far side, I don't think they're going to catch up with it, and they don't. So the Fillmore Eagles go on the offense from the far side off of the throw-in right in front of John Beardsley's bench. Send one over the top, and Marion bodies it back to the middle, and now Zoe Beardsley feeds on the right side. Mallory Durack steps into the pattern and hustles up the right side, tries to make a move to the middle, maintains possession, pass out front. Beardsley's pass to the top, little touch pass right side for Russell, and it's broken up out there. Stepping into it, Templeton almost got a shot away, but Hannah Rogers on the defensive side breaks it up for the Black Knights. Far side trying to inch it up the right sideline, but it's brought back in by the Fillmore defense. 15:26 left to play here in the first half. Warsaw Central School the place, the Class D1 championship. Swinging in the balance in this one. Ball is deflected out and a throw-in for the Marion Black Knights. As ironic as it sounds, no black in the uniform except for the trim of the numbers maybe. At least not tonight. So checking out will be Isabella Vargas. As Lori DeLizer getting some fresh bodies in there. Returning is Emily Gushlaw. Ball tossed in, and Gushlaw lets it slide by, and Templeton picks it off for Fillmore. Did she go out? Apparently she did. Did a little dance on that sideline, and the ball went across the yellow line, said the official. And Marion trying to put a push on to tie this ball game up. Pass back at midfield, and Murata takes it from the right. Tries to hustle it up to the other side, but it's picked off by Hope Russell and sent back. At midfield, bodying it down. Abby Conover. Ball goes over the head of the Fillmore defense, but the goalkeeper, Presley Miller, makes easy work of that on the right side of the box. Ball headed up on a whistle, and a restart coming up for the Fillmore Eagles. 13:39 and counting in this first half. The winner goes against Notre Dame Batavia in the Class D state qualifier for Section 5 on Tuesday at a site and a time that is yet to be determined. Probably depend upon who wins. It's Hope Russell this time on the left side, trying to bring it back near side. She does so now, reverses left-footed shot. One hopper is saved by Elise Birch. So once again, Fillmore triggering not only just shots, but some good shots and some challenging shots. And Elise Birch has been equal to the test, with the exception of that one by Grace Russell. Long shot across the crease and goes out. It'll be a goal kick coming up for the Fillmore Eagles. They got a nice long shot away that time, did Marion, but instead of finding the upper corner, it missed altogether, not by a whole lot. The goal kick sent back out on the near side. And it is Zoe Beardsley sending a long pass up the right side wing, and a foot race on the right. Ball is pushed to the right side corner where Hope Russell controls it, and a nice defensive play made on the end line by the Black Knights, and a throw-in coming up for Fillmore. Near side, Duroc has the ball knocked away. Russell crossing a pass out front on the near side of the box. Marion trying to get it out of the box. They do so successfully now, and it's deflected up the near sideline. Sophia Templeton got in the pattern and got a little piece of that one and sent it back in. Duroc steps in once again off of the throw-in. Cannot control it. Marion puts it back in play once more. Conover refeeding on the right side. Delaney Shostak sends it in the middle. Eagles have it. Touch pass. Hope Russell from right to left. Turns, gives it up on the right side, and now Grace Russell taking it to the end line and trying to bring it back out. Centers a pass on top, and Zoe Beardsley ridden down over there, but no whistle, no call, and the shot goes wide. Well, Fillmore with 8 shots. Marion with 5 at this point in time. 4 saves for Fillmore goalie Presley Miller, and 6 by Elise Birch for the Black Knights. Marion, they get it out of there toward midfield, and Fillmore pushes it back in. On top, on the right-hand side, the foot race right side shot, diving save by Elise Birch. Templeton had another idea of trying to tuck it in the near side corner, but equal to the task, Elise Birch comes up with another dandy of a save. 10 minutes left to play in half number one with Fillmore holding the edge. On the right side, Durack returns in the middle. And Templeton to the top of the box. Russell, that's Hope Russell, trying to bring it out. Takes it the opposite way, feeds it back out front. Zoe Beardsley makes a move to the left-hand side, top of the box. Pushes a pass through, and it's knocked out of there by the Marion defense in the back there, as some help that time for Elise Birch, as that shot was moving toward the right side post. I believe that was Hannah Rogers back there who deflected it out for Marion. So on the far side, is it a corner kick coming up or a throw-in? It is a corner kick, the second for Fillmore on the night. It looks like it is Zoe Beardsley who will put it in from the far side corner. Right-footed shot from the left side corner. Try to angle it in, and she does so toward the near post. It's knocked back out, and we'll try it again. Third corner kick. And the half coming up for Fillmore with 8:44 showing on the first half timer. Zoe Beardsley again tries it once more. Hooks it toward the near post. Ball goes through the crease right side and just off the toes of Kylie Ellsworth, who was standing on the back door, who had an opportunity. That ball took a big high hop. She couldn't get a foot on it. And they steal it away again. Sophia Templeton taking it to the end line. Near post shot, and it's scooped up by Alyssa Birch again. Tell you, Sophia Templeton, rapid fire. She's getting quite a few shots off thus far in this first half. And again, she's got a lot of quickness too, so it is really no surprise. Ball to be thrown back in by the Fillmore Eagles. Number one seed at 18-0. Long boot coming out to get it. Presley Miller on the left side. She'll distribute it to the left side wing, where it's pushed up the sideline for Emily Krasaminski. Trying to center it back out front. Torn Wolfer has the ball knocked away. Taken away Murata on the right side for Marion. And the Eagles clear it to midfield once again. On the near side, Zoe Beardsley leaves it for Durack. Beardsley gets it back in the middle, a whistle. One of the Marion Black Knights down, I believe it is Abigail Murata, and hopefully nothing serious, but Lori DeLizer coming out to check on her for sure to make sure things are okay. She has been a very active part of both the offense and the defense. The 5'6" sophomore midfielder went down just shy of the football 30-yard line. That's a football sectional action wrapping up tonight and heading into the semifinal round next week. And, of course, here in soccer tonight, we have championship action. Unless you're in Class A, the championships will be held next week. And, of course, for girls soccer, as Murata gets up under her own power and gingerly coming off the field in hopes of returning to play, gets a warm hand from the crowd here at Warsaw Central School. You hate to get hurt at all, number one, but especially in the championship game when it's all on the line. And Murata, who has been quite active in this first half, escorted to the Marion bench across the way, and hopefully we'll be okay. 7:04 showing on the first half timer. In case you just joined us here on Varsity Media, the Fillmore Eagles got on the board in the first minute and a half of play when Grace Russell buried one for the Eagles. Not certain if, I believe there was an assist on it, but we were not informed as to officially who had that assist. There were a couple of passes that were made before Russell planted that shot in the back of the net. So Murata off of the field across the far side. And I believe it is Fillmore to control the ball right near midfield to the right side of the circle, where Zoe Beardsley, senior captain, will get play back underway on the rug here in Tiger Town and feeds it to Duroc. Mallory Duroc feeds it back the other way, and now a crossing pass is headed out of there by the Eagles defense. Eagles, a nice flip pass over the top, that time by Hope Russell. Right side pass up the right side, but stepping in front, doing a good job defensively for Marion, Haley Worcester, a junior defender. Mallory Duroc will restart play for the Eagles. One hop bouncer, it's Grace Russell who scored that goal earlier. Pass to the top of the box. Zoe Beardsley was looking for a shot, but the Black Knights cleared it back out of there, and the Eagles keep the pressure on and send it right back in. Left side, digging it out of there. It's Templeton trying to move left to right, and now it is Hope Russell. Leaves it out front. Beardsley, right footed shot. Near side post, comes up with it. Elise Beardsley. Or Elise Birch with the save. Beardsley with the shot. Long pass goes back the other way and finally cleared out. Black Knights almost got there and took it away from the Fillmore defense. That went off the side of the foot. It's going to twist out. Throw in coming up for Marion. So Wurtzer gets it back in, and stepping in front, Grace Russell with a feed. Right-hand side whistle on the play. Offside, possibly? Oh, my goodness. That time she hit Hope Russell in stride. It looked like she was going to be off to the races, one-on-one with a goalie down the right side. And the whistle stops play. So Marion puts it back in play with less than 5 minutes to play in this opening half of action. All sent to midfield. Picked off there, it is Amelia Rose who comes up with it for the Fillmore Eagles. Sends it back on top. Pass to the right side wing. Zoe Beardsley trying to come and get it, and Marion trying to keep it away from her. She has put a couple of shots on goal already. A whistle and a stoppage of play. Marion will restart things from just shy of midfield. So, the Black Knights, I believe it's Hannah Rogers, and she sends it down. Ball skitters up over the top, headed by the Fillmore defense, and finally steered out of bounds. They almost scored a goal on the net on the sideline that is sitting off on the track. Throw in on the near side by Rogers, and Fillmore picks it off. Try to push it back the other way. Templeton gets a piece of it at midfield. Keeps the pressure on the Black Knights, and it will be Marion toss in. Marion throw in. Zoe Beardsley thought, it's ours, isn't it? Nope, I guess not. Conover tripped up and tackled at the 35-yard line. I believe she got the first down. And she went down hard, I tell you that. gingerly getting up. She's clutching her left shoulder. That's probably what hit the turf first. Throwing or checking a restart now for Marion on the near sideline, as they will get play back underway. Michaela Vandermeer to the top of the box. Ball pushed around down there. The ball still active in the box and finally cleared out on the near side. Black Knights were in the box there trying to push toward the goalie, and Presley Miller was dancing around a little bit, but our teammates rooted that one out of there and took the pressure off. Zoe Beardsley with a nice through ball up the middle. It's Grace Russell in a foot race, top of the box. One-on-one left side footed shot as she scores! Grace Russell with 2:20 left to play. Her second goal, the assist to Zoe Beardsley, who slipped a nice through ball up the middle and caught Grace Russell in stride. And it is a 2-0 Eagles lead with 2:20 left to play in this first half. One of those highlight reel passes made by Zoe Beardsley. If you want to see how to slip a pass through the defense, boy, you couldn't have threaded the needle any better. But a nice looking play that time by John Beardsley's group. Right-hand side, Marion trying to push it and try and maybe reverse the momentum before the final 2 minutes of this half expire. Fillmore with a 2-goal lead at 2-0 in quest of taking on Notre Dame Batavia on Tuesday night in the Class D crossover or qualifier, whichever you wish to call it. Still do not know where that will be played. It'll all depend upon the outcome of this one. Remember, we still have 41.5 minutes left of soccer at least to play. So on the far sideline, it is a throw-in for the Eagles, and the Black Knights send it up over the Fillmore bench. Throw-in coming up again for the Black Knights. Sent back in the middle with a left foot, but Fillmore trying to pick it off, but Marion controlling it, but a whistle out front and a restart. Just shy of midfield, less than a minute to play. 53 seconds left. Officials stopping the clock for a moment for some reason. Yellow card against Hope Russell from Fillmore, who checks out on the far side. So John Beardsley makes the substitution. 53 ticks of the timer left, and here we go. Restart on the far side for Marion. Clock will start when the football is contacted. And here we go. Right side, the ball deflected from the front line toward the sideline, and out it's going to go. Last touch, they said, by Fillmore, so it's thrown in on the near side by the Black Knights, and again, check back out. Same spot, same result. No, they said Marion touched it that time. So with less than a half minute to play, the Eagles toss it in on the near side, and it is sent back out. Checking into the game for Fillmore, Cece Schmidt. Pass to the top of the box, headed up by Zoe Beardsley out of the box. 7 seconds left and counting, and they clear it out to midfield, and we have come to the end of the first 40 minutes of play in the Section 5 Class D1 Championship, ladies and gentlemen. Here at Warsaw Central School, your score at halftime, the Fillmore Eagles 2, the Marion Black Knights nothing.
If you're interested in staying involved with the sports you've enjoyed over the years, we may have an opportunity for you. Section 5 Athletics is currently looking for officials for several sports. Serving as a Section 5 official provides a great way to stay active, contribute to the sports you love, and earn money while making your own schedule. Visit section5.org/officials for more information and to express your interest.
The beautiful thing for me getting into this profession is the ability to work and to get to know patients, establish that rapport, that relationship with the individual. You see them go from where they start, you get to know that person, they become a part of your life, you become a part of that patient's life, and then you see them improve. I always tell the people that I work with and the patients that I see, nobody wants to be injured, nobody wants to be hurt, nobody wants to have to go through rehabilitation. So to make that environment a friendly environment and a welcoming place for people to come in and want to be a part of, because experiencing that Lattimore way where you actually maybe want to go to therapy and want to get better, it makes a big difference.
Well, fans, halftime here on Varsity Media's presentation of Section 5 Championship Soccer here at Warsaw Central School, where the Class D1 title swinging in the balance and right now swinging a little bit toward the top-seeded and unbeaten Fillmore Eagles way. They lead this game 2-0 and got out of the gates quite quickly, I might add. A minute and a half into the game, Grace Russell, on a couple of passes in the box, made a nice move from right to left, contacted the ball with that left foot and found the back corner of the net. And a minute and a half into the game, at the 38-30 mark, the Eagles jumped out in front 1-0. Well, Russell wasn't done yet. Later, and I mean much later in the half, with just 2 minutes and 20 seconds left to go, after a long pass by the Marion Black Knights over the top of the Fillmore defense, a quick pass to the right, and Zoe Beardsley got her foot on it and sent a through ball up the right side and hit Grace Russell in stride, who beat the defender by a step and then beat the goalie with a shot in the right side lower corner to make it a 2-0 ball game at half. The Marion Black Knights on the short side of that score at 15-3 have an uphill battle to fight coming into the second half. Taking a look at the unofficial numbers, Fillmore with 12 shots to 5 for Marion's in the first half. Elise Birch, 9 saves in goal for the Marion Black Knights, while Presley Miller with 4 saves for the Fillmore Eagles thus far in the first half. The Eagles with 3 corner kicks in the first half to none for Marion. Lots of other action took place this afternoon as well. Some of the girls' scores that we do have in Class A1, Spencerport downed Brighton at Webster Schrader earlier today by a final score of 5-2. In Class A2, Mendon edged Pitt Sutherland by a final score of 1-0. The Webster Schrader, Fairport, and Penfield doing battle as we speak here right now. If you joined us for our first game here in Warsaw, you found out that the Class D2 title belongs to the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, as they claimed a 4-1 victory, as Autumn Matheson a hat trick in the game, and also scoring as well for Batavia Notre Dame, Maylee Green. They had a 4-0 lead late in the game before Shannon Sullivan put one in for Avoca Prattsburg to ruin the shutout opportunity, but it didn't stop the Notre Dame celebration as they claim the Class D2 soccer title. And, of course, the winner of that game, which is Notre Dame, will be playing the winner of this game in the qualifier on Tuesday at a site and time to be decided. Other girls' action from last night, in case you missed it, in Class C1 and 2 at Caledonia Mumford Central School, Byron Burgeon took care of Harley Allendale Columbia by a final score of 5-1 as Mackenzie Hagan notched a hat trick for the Bees in that one. Warsaw continued to roll as the Lady Tigers are now 20-0 as they defeated Geneseo last night by a final score of 3-0 as Chloe Hubbard and Michaela Higgins each had a goal and an assist apiece to lead the charge for the Tigers. Meanwhile, in classes B1 and B2 at Finger Lakes Community College, Bath shut out Penn Yan by a final score of 2-0. Braden Ordway's team is now 18-1 as Keegan Smith and Ellie Yardom each found the back of the net for the Rams in that one. Penn Yan finished at 10-6. Elsewhere, in B1 action, Pal Mac claimed the crown with a 2-0 shutout of the Hornell Lady Raiders. Emma Robinson with an assist on both goals for Pal Mac in that contest. Meanwhile, taking a look at some of the boys' action from the last couple of days in the postseason, on Thursday in the Class AA semifinals, it was Fairport shading McQuaid in overtime by a final score of 3-2. McQuaid finishing their season at 15-2. Hilton toppled Penfield by a final score of 2-1. The Patriots in Spencerport at 12-3-1 exit the Section 5 tournament. Fairport will take on Hilton at Eastridge on Tuesday night for the Class AA championship. Meanwhile, last night in Class A, it was Pitt Sutherland shutting out Wayne 2-0, and Churchville Chili did the same to Greece Arcadia with a 1-0 final. Both of those games at Eastridge. Churchville Chili and Pitt Sutherland meet for the A championship in Eastridge Tuesday night at 5 p.m. Meanwhile, in Class D2 finals, C.G. Finney claimed a 3-0 win over Scio at SUNY Geneseo. And after that, a little interesting scenario unfolded there where Fillmore and Arkport Canaseraga got most of the first half in before water seeped onto part of the field, flooding it at SUNY Geneseo, forcing the cancellation of the remainder of the game. The game was a scoreless tie at 0-0 with about 10 minutes left to go in the first half. And believe it or not, those two teams are picking it up at Houghton College tonight at 7 p.m. to complete that game, Fillmore and Arkport Canaseraga in boys soccer. Some action earlier today in boys play. Bath Haverling claimed the Class B2 championship with a 9-2 win over Wayland Cohocton at SUNY Geneseo, and it was Williamson eliminating Geneseo in the C1 finals at Avon by a final score of 3-1. Nothing in on the Hornell Pal Mac and Keshakwa Kendall games as far as boys soccer goes there. We did mention that the Class A, B, C, and D girls' playdowns are scheduled for Tuesday, and those sites and times have yet to be decided yet by Section 5. However, the girls' soccer regionals will be hosted by Section 5 next weekend. On Friday, it'll be Class D at Cal Mum at 6 p.m. And then on Saturday, 4 games, 2 of them at Cal Mum at 2 and 5, Class C and B. And the A and AA's will be at Webster Thomas at 2 and 5 p.m. Second half action getting underway as we speak here on Varsity Media as we go back to live action with the Fillmore Eagles kicking things off. Hope Russell will put the foot to it and get the second 40 minutes underway as the Eagles lead this one 2-0, and the second half is underway. Grace Russell sends a long pass up the right side, and Elise Birch has to come out and get it wide of the goal mouth on the far side, and she'll punt it to midfield. Ball off of that turf, takes a big high hop, headed back in on the near side. The Fillmore Eagles will be moving from right to left here in the second half. The Black Knights left to right. Pass in the middle from Hope Russell. They retrieve it back. Russell with a quick slip pass in the middle. And Marion clearing it out to the near sideline. I'll tell you one thing, the Fillmore Eagles move the ball very well and they pass it very well. And that's probably a good thought as to why this team is 18-0. They get some opportunities, and then they create some opportunities for themselves. Ball booted back out of there. Stopped on top of the box by Torrin Wolfer. Sends a pass back in that is deflected out on the far side. Hannah Rogers broke that one up, as the Eagles were anxious to maybe get another goal in the first minute and a half of the second half as well. Long pass into the box on the far side, and Elise Birch picks it up as the Fillmore offense continues to pepper things, and out front it's Hope Russell sends a through pass out front, broken up over there by the Black Knights. Sent back to midfield. Second half just underway here on Varsity Media. Glad you could join us tonight at Warsaw Central School for the Class D1 Championship. I'm sure some of you had tuned in earlier to catch the Class D2 title game. That was a dandy between Notre Dame Batavia and Avoca Prattsburg, a 4-1 win for the Irish. They go deep and they fan on the pass. Out front, right-footed shot goes high on the right side and wide. It looked like the Marion Black Knights would get a good shot away, but off the side of the foot and went wide. So a goal kick coming up for Fillmore, and they will clear it back out of there. Number of teams in action last night, as we mentioned. More action today, and of course the field begins to narrow as we head toward the state tournament. All of the girls' state qualifiers, play-in games, play-down games, whatever you want to call them, will be taking place on Tuesday, on Election Day. And, of course, those sites and times yet to be revealed. I'm sure it will come into focus after all of the games are in tonight. Long pass down that right sideline, and it's going to go across the end line. Does it result in a corner kick or a throw? And it looks like a corner kick coming up. And they quickly get it in. Sophia Templeton tries to tuck one along the near sideline, and it's deflected out, and she'll get another one. Fifth corner kick for Fillmore of the night. Marion has none. So it'll be Templeton again to get it going from the far side. Angles it in near post. Ball knocked down, still alive in the box. Ball popped up and sent back out of the box by the Marion defense. Out front, making a move to the near sideline. And the Eagles trying to keep it back in. Looked like that was Haley Worcester who brought it near side, and now the ball to be thrown back in by the Knights. Right side that time sent in by Leah Borman. They go over the top. Templeton trying to make a run on the ball, and quickly out to get it, Elise Birch. So Birch picks it up before Fillmore help can arrive. And I don't think that Elise Birch calls it help when Fillmore is in the box. Long pass on the near sideline will go out off of the foot of the Eagles, and the Knights throw it in on the near side. Chasing it down near side is Grace Russell, who scored the 2 first half goals for Fillmore. She is in part the difference in this soccer game tonight. Toss goes over the head of the would-be defender, and now Hope Russell trying to run her off the ball. Check it as Grace Russell, and the ball goes across the end line, and a goal kick coming up for the Fillmore Eagles. Booting it out of there is Rachel Hatch. They'll swing it right side and putting a run on up the right sideline. Hope Russell putting some pressure on that Black Knight defense in the back there as they try and bring it back up and lose it on the far sideline, and a throw-in coming up for John Beardsley's group right in front of the Fillmore bench. 2-0 game as indicated at the bottom of your screen, and restart for Marion and booted to midfield, and Fillmore trying to step in there, but it's Abby Conover who got a piece of it for Marion, and they try and go up and over this time. All headed down out front by the Eagles defense and sent back in. Far side, it's Sophia Templeton. Right side feed over the top. Ball bounces into the box on the right-hand side. Coming out to get it is Elise Birch. That ball might have found its way in the back of the net if she didn't get there. Again, the ball deflected back and sent back over the top by the Black Knights. Right side and back in. Pass on the left-hand side on one side, and coming out and making the sliding grab is Presley Miller before the Black Knights can get a foot on it in the box. Good to see that Abigail Murata is back out there for the Marion Black Knights. She was hurt late in the first half, and thank God nothing serious. Long pass up the right sideline, and Templeton trying to take it to the end line and bring it back out, and sends it back through the crease out front. They try to pop it back up right side. Emily Kresaminski trying to get a shot away, but cannot do so, and now Beardsley sends a pass. Kresaminski on top, and now it's Hope Russell, and the ball sent back to midfield, and the Eagles volley it back in, and the Knights volley it back out. The defense in midfield played by both teams. Thrown back in by Fillmore. And the ball is deflected away by the Marion defense as Emily Kresaminski got a piece of that one and vice versa. Well, Marion with a throw-in, 31:42 left to play in the season for one of these two teams. They both cannot go on, and right now Fillmore holding the upper hand with that 2-0 lead. Restart, and Murata will put the foot to it and get things underway for Marion. A low liner that hooks toward the top of the box. Cleared back out front, and taking it there is Emily Kresaminski. Approaching midfield. Nice footwork, and brings it to the right side wing and leaves it. And it's going to be too hot to handle on the near side, and Kresaminski not able to come up with it. A nice pass that time by Hope Russell and a good thought, but that ball takes off on this artificial turf, and even when it's wet, and of course after last night's action, we saw in the first game a couple of shots slip through the goaltender's hands just because of the little bit of moisture that might be on that ball because of the rains. Ball took back out, and the ball boy gets in on the action. Nice play. Right side, and Russell tries to take it down the right sideline, and the Knights intercept and go the other way. Pass out front, Abby Conover's attempt to center that pass deflected out of there by the black and green defense. And the ball bodied out that time by Murata, and Fillmore will throw it back in. Headed back in by Marion. Can't get a shot off of it, but they will get possession of the ball back as we are inside of 30 minutes left to play in the game. Near side, Conover tucks a pass toward the top of the box, trying to set a shot up there. Nope, there's a whistle, and it's going to go against Marion, and John Beardsley's team will tee it off right from there, and very quickly, Rachel Hatch gets the ball back in action for the Fillmore Eagles, approaching on the right-hand side, sending a pass to the top, and it's sent back out by the Knights. That time it was Hope Russell crossing across the top of the box, hoping to maybe catch one in stride and put a shot on goal with that right foot, but it was foiled by the Black Knights defense. On the far side, ball trickles out, and it'll be a throw-in coming up for the Marion Black Knights. Ball sent back to midfield. Murata trying to chase it down, but Fillmore sends it back the other way. Both these teams very active defensively, and long pass over the top on the right side. Marion with an opportunity possibly, but ball is going to go across the end line. As that time it looked like Haley Worcester might get a shot off, but that ball a little too quick to handle, and now Rachel Hatch restarts action. The sophomore boots it to the right side wing, and the Black Knights put it right back toward the top of the box in hopes of trying to get something going in the other direction. And it's cleared back out on the right-hand side that time. Amelia Rose got a piece of it for John Beardsley's Fillmore Eagles, who entered the night as the #1 seed at 18-0. Lori DeLizer's team, #2 at 15-3. A couple of very evenly matched teams. Up the right wing, the Eagles trying to cut back and take it across the top. Now they bring it to the end line and sneak it in there, looking for a pass out front. And the shot off of the side of the goal, I believe it was deflected away by Elise Birch. Third shot of the second half for Fillmore, and I believe one of the Black Knights touched it. It might have been Birch, and it's going to result in Fillmore's 6th corner kick of the night on the far side. I believe it is Sophia Templeton over there, trying to tee it up, #1. Right-footed shot from the right side corner as she will angle it up. Near post, ball headed up and headed over. Did it go in? It did! It did! A header off of the corner kick. Not sure who headed it in, though. Let's see, I think maybe Emily Krezeminski. Emily Krezeminski heads it in at the 26:36 mark, and an assist to Sophia Templeton. And Fillmore with a 3-0 lead in this D1 championship. They're following pretty much the pattern that Notre Dame did earlier today. Right side, Krezeminski with the goal on the header. That ball boxed around, and it wasn't certain the ball was in the net, but apparently it was, said the official, up in the right side corner. So now a 3-0 lead for Fillmore. Black Knights send it in near side. Peyton Walters tosses it in. And taking it up the right side is Ava Schubert, but the ball trickles out, and it will be Fillmore throwing it back in. And they do so very quickly. Fillmore from the near side once more. Ball headed up. Marion trying to get some momentum going in their direction, and the ball cleared back to the middle. Zoe Beardsley clears it all the way back. I believe it's Mia Hausback who fielded it over there for the Black Knights. Left side wing and a long pass over the top. And watch out, here comes the foot race now, and Russell gets her foot on it in the box. Left-footed shot, and she scores! She scores! I believe it was Hope Russell on that one at the 25:09 mark. I believe it was Hope Russell who has just made it 4-0 in favor of Fillmore. I'll tell you, you could almost see that coming. Fillmore has such great quickness out front. That ball went over the top. Hope Russell won the foot race, got to the ball first, got a foot on it, drew the defense to her, found the hole and exploited it. 4-0 Fillmore. The Eagles trying to take control of things here with 25 minutes left to play in this D1 championship. Now Marion pushes it off near side. And a quick pass up the right side wing. Peyton Walters trying to chase it down for Marion, but it will be Fillmore on the throw-in coming up. And I believe it's Amelia Rose who will toss it in. So Rose on the near side. So 2 first-half goals for the Fillmore Eagles. 2 second-half goals for the Eagles as well. And they still got 24 and some change left. Marion trying to get it in on the end line, and it goes across the end line. And a goal kick coming up now. Winner of this one plays the D2 champion, who are the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. And that will be coming up. Jared Clark's team will take on the winner of this one, and it's starting to look like it may be the Fillmore Eagles, the way things are going. And the question is, when and where on Tuesday? And that is the big question mark right now. And I'm sure John Beardsley will be one of the first to get that information, being one of the Section 5 coordinators, but still nothing said yet. Long pass up the left side wing. Murata trying to chase it down and bring it back across the top of the box. Does so with a pass. The ball bodied down out there. A nice job done defensively by Rachel Hatch, the sophomore. Sent it back out in the midfield. And now Kresominski, who headed that last goal in, or should I say the first goal of the second half in. There wasn't much time between those 2 goals, about a minute and a half. So Fillmore in rapid fire mode with 23 minutes left to play in this Class D1 championship. Ball goes out in the right side corner, and a corner kick coming up. The first one for the Marion Black Knights. I believe it is Abigail Murata who will be taking that. Murata, right-footed shot from the right corner, angles it out toward the top of the box, and they bring it from the near side, and Murata gets the ball back, makes a move to the end line, and centers another pass, right side, ball tipped away, still alive in the box and knocked out of there. Save on a dive that time by Presley Miller. Her first save of the second half, and it was a dandy. Got some help in the back, too, from, I believe it was Rachel Hatch who was back there. Kylie Ellsworth was also there as well, so that old Beatles tune comes into play. A little help from my friends, and that's exactly what happened on that play for Fillmore. That's why they call it teamwork. On the right side, coming over the top, Mia Houseback sends a pass that is deflected toward the right end line and scooped up there by Presley Miller, who distributes it to the right side. Fillmore with a 4-goal lead here in the title tilt in Tiger Town. Right side, and Templeton trying to keep it in on the sideline, and the ball was knocked away by Marion, and it will still be Fillmore throw-in across the way. I'll tell you, that pass moments ago looked just like that last one the Hope Russell scored on, and here's an approach on the right side. They try to send the pass out in the middle. They do so. Making a move with the left foot. Ball is deflected out of there. Ball left side. Shot is saved. Elise Birch comes up with a save. As that time, the Fillmore Eagles, I believe it was Cece Schmidt that got that shot away. And Elise Birch covers up for her 13th save of the night. Fillmore with 16 shots in all to 7 for Marion. Peyton Walters checks out. Cammie Stiers checks back in for Marion. Ball comes in and Schmidt sends it back in the middle. Headed to the right side, it's Zoe Beardsley. Makes a nice move back to the left, and down she goes, and now on the right-hand side, it's Grace Russell distributing a pass to the corner. Templeton trying to pick it up and take it to the end line, and gets in a bump and grinding match over there, and it was last touched by Fillmore, and Marion will put the ball back in play. Good defense played by Lori DeLizer's team down in the far side corner. Wrestle the ball away, but right now, they need a whole lot more than just a couple of possessions, I can tell you that. 4-0 your score. Grace Russell scoring the first 2 goals for Fillmore in the opening half. A minute and a half in, and then with 2:20 left. And then in the second half, Emily Krasinski off of a corner kick from Sophia Templeton. And then Hope Russell scoring moments ago, about 6 or 7 minutes or so. So Grace Russell with 2, Hope Russell with 1, Emily Krasinski with 1. And that's the way it shapes up right here, 4-0, and a corner kick coming up. Looks like from the right side for Fillmore. It's their 7th to 1 for Marion. I believe it is Zoe Beardsley who angles it up near side. Ball headed back out, right back to the same spot. And Beardsley trying to dig it out. Left side pass squirts through. Ball still in the box, and finally on the far side, the Black Knights take it out, but the Eagles continue to pressure the ball outside the box. They send it back out, and the Black and Green send it right back in. Right side pass. Zoe Beardsley trying to split 2 defenders. The ball trickles off of her foot and goes across the end line as Elise Birch came out. And it will be a goal kick coming up for the Marion Black Knights. Marion, owners of a 13-game winning streak after losing their first 2. They just caught fire. Dropped one just before the start of the sectionals and won 2 there. And now on the short side by 4 goals in this one, it's going to take quite a comeback, but still plenty of time. Long shot from out front, trying to get something going. Murata, and it goes wide right. 8th shot for Marion in the game. Goal kick for the Fillmore Eagles with 16.5 left to play here in the D1 championship. They send it to midfield. Schmidt on the run. And the ball sent back near side, and coming Cami Stiers trying to send it back in the middle, and Schmidt gets a piece of it for Fillmore. Long pass, right side, turning the corner. There goes Hope Russell. Russell by the defender on the left-hand side, trying to cross it over in the middle. Schmidt on top of the box. She takes it to the corner. Russell digging it back out, still looking for an opening as she maneuvers the ball. The ball goes out, and it'll be a throw-in for the Eagles on the right side. Get it right side once again, and a pop pass to the near side. Ball headed out in the box. Ball still free in the box. Beardsley reverses feet. Right side shot blocked behind the defense, right in front of goaltender Elise Birch. So some good help side defense by the defenders there for the Marion Black Knights. Not sure which one of the defenders cleared it out of there, but certainly some good communication on Marion's side right there. And on the near side, Marion trying to work it upfield, and they lose it, and the ball will be thrown back in. Madison Gertman gets it down in the corner, looking for Schmidt, but Marion throws it back in toward midfield. Trying to move it up the near side. It's Abby Conover centering a pass out front for Murata, but it's cleared back out. Kylie Ellsworth across the way, and Kazaminski taken down on the far side over there. It'll be a restart for the Fillmore Eagles. 14:21 and counting on the clock as the sands of time ticking away right now on the Marion Black Knights season. Fillmore in command of this one. And it'll take a stellar effort and a miracle for this team to come back, but miracles have been possible, we know. And we don't count the Black Knights out yet. They didn't win 15 games without having some firepower, and Lori DeLizer's team is capable of catching fire at any time. Left side, oh, bodies and bodies coming together over there, and some physical contact dropped one of the Marion Black Knights over there. I believe it was Zoe Beardsley who came in contact. Whoever it was got up and got right back in the action, so that was a good thing. A toss down in the right side corner and giving chase, but not able to catch up with it, Zoe Beardsley. Goal kick coming up for Marion. Checking out Section 5 Girls Soccer Championship action here on Varsity Media. Glad you could be with us tonight. Joe Koricki and Frank Williams with you. Live from Tiger Town in Warsaw, and what an afternoon and evening it has been in Class D action. In case you joined us, Notre Dame a 4-1 winner in the D1 or the D2 championship earlier today, and winner of this one, which right now appears it may be Fillmore with a 4-goal lead. They will be taking on Notre Dame on Tuesday in that D qualifier, wherever and whenever it may be. We do know it's Tuesday on Election Day. So on the far side, yellow card against Marion has been assessed. So second one of those we've seen tonight. We saw one against Fillmore in the first half, and I'll tell you, these two teams play intense soccer, and there's direct evidence of it. There's no question about it. So, 12:40 showing on the timer. And another throw in, and now the far sideline. I think it is Sophia Templeton, who will restart the action for Fillmore, and she does, sends it off to the top of the box. Torin Wolfer sends a pass top of the box again for Schmidt, and it is deflected back out. Good job done by the Black Knight defense, and now picking it off, Madison Gertman trying to take it across the top of the box, but Marion clears it once again. The near side. Boot over the top. Amelia Rose trying to get something going. And once again, CC Schmidt putting pressure on that Marion defense. It goes across the end line. And it'll be a corner kick coming up for Fillmore. Their 8th of the game. Ball sent in near side. It's Templeton dancing around. Leaves it out front now. Lizzie Nugent chases it down, brings it back out. Or check it. It is Madison Gertman who brings it back out. Pass on the left side wing. Templeton weaves her way to the top of the box, looking to get a shot away. Left to the right. Right-footed shot. And just wide to the left. I'll tell you, Templeton, she is shifty indeed and skillful as well, let alone quick and dangerous if you're on the other side. Goal kick coming up with 11 minutes left to play in the game. Marion rooting it out. The Fillmore Eagles owning a 4-0 lead in this one. Left side corner. They chase it down again. Schmidt putting pressure on the Black Knights, and the near side pass finds no one, so the Eagles will throw it in. Madison Gertman just outside the box on the left. Resumes play. Ball tipped away by Templeton. And the ball still kept alive by the Eagles, and it's Templeton again who comes out with it, dancing around with it, near side, now back to the end line, centers a pass, near side, cleared out by Marion, and it's blocked by Templeton, just trickles out of the box now. I'll tell you, Sophia Templeton causing a lot of disruption in the Marion defense back there. Schmidt with a pass to the right. They center it back up on the right side. And now with it, it's Torin Wolfer. And Marion finally clears it back across midfield, where it will be thrown in across the way. With less than 10 minutes to play here in the Class D1 Championship. And there's your score. The Eagles on top. A pair in the first half, a pair in the second half, and the two in the second half came within a minute and a half of each other, so John Beardsley's team had it on rapid fire. Near side, and Marion finally clears it in toward the top of the box, and the Eagles clear it back out. Cammie Stiers had a foot on it momentarily for the Black Knights, and now on the near side, making an approach. On the left-hand side, Gertman, and dropped in her tracks, CC Schmidt, and it comes back the other way. Long shot for Murata, just over the top. That ball had a lot of English on it and looked like it might sneak in top shelf, and it went just barely over the top. And a goal kick coming up. Abigail Murata, the 5'6" sophomore, she put the wood to that one from about 25 yards away. Looked like she might net that one, but just barely over that crossbar. Far side, Black Knights send it back in. 8 minutes and some change. They try to take it to the end line and try to dig it back out, but good defense over there by the extremely quick Fillmore Eagles defense. Ball sent back in the middle, goes across the crease, and coming up with it is Presley Miller. Only Marion's 4th shot here in the second half. Presley Miller credited for 6 saves, and here goes Templeton again up on the left-hand side, trying to keep it in and cannot do so. I'll tell you, she's exciting when she gets her foot on it. She can perform some magic, and she has here tonight. Send it back near midfield. Stepping in there is Grace Russell. She has 1 goal tonight. Pass left side. Schmidt in the box has the ball knocked away. Oh, what a good defensive play back there by Marion, as Schmidt was going in 1-on-1, and a good defensive effort in the back line that time for the Black Knights. It results in another corner kick, the 6th of the second half for Marion, and I believe it's Sophia Templeton again. Right-footed shot, left side corner. Ball tucked out, almost snuck in the far corner, and the ball was knocked out of there, though. Oh, so close. Ball to be thrown in across the way on the far side. Substitutions taking place prior to that, as Fillmore with some new faces and new bodies in, among them Allison Mills, who has checked into the game, along with Lizzie Nugent for John Beardsley's group. We're down to 6 minutes left. Eagles on top. Number 1 seed vying to be 19-0. If they can hold on for another 5 minutes and 45 seconds. On the far side, they send it in. The Black Knights trying to get it out of there. I'll tell you, Fillmore causes a lot of problems for teams with their quickness and their hunger for the ball. Near side, Allison Mills trying to take it to the left side end line, pushing it down there and taking it, trying to tuck it back in front, but a good play made in back by the Marion defense. I believe it was Kimmy Stiers who might have got a piece of that one. Checking out now, Grace Russell, among others. A few new faces, wholesale changes for John Beardsley's group, as some of the Eagles get a warm hand from the crowd beneath our broadcast perch here at Varsity Media at Tiger Town at Warsaw Central School. Out front on the right side, trying to cross over on top, Kaylee Kinnicott couldn't get the shot away, and the Black Knights send it back to midfield as one of the Marion players hit the dust. Back up very quickly, though, and that's always a good thing. Restart for Marion, as if things remain status quo right now, they will finish their season with a 15-4 mark, and Fillmore will head off at 19-0. Allison Mills crossing a pass out front on top to Kata Frazier, freshman defender and midfielder. Long pass back the other way. And it is Abigail Murata trying to catch up with it over there. She was the one who was hurt in the first half for Marion, but has not really shown any ill effects of that here in the second half. She got a couple of pretty good shots away. Checking into the game for Fillmore, Emma Beardsley is in. 3:45 showing on the game clock. They go up and over the top into the back, and the ball headed along the end line and picked up back there. As it goes across the end line, it'll be a goal kick coming up for the Fillmore Eagles. 3:22 and counting. They send it off to the near side. John Beardsley's team, a long pass up the near side, deflected near side right in front of us. That time by Haley Wurtzer. Nugent gives it back out front, and Allison Mills restarts play for the black and green. Left side corner, it'll be another throw-in coming up for Fillmore once again. It'll be Mills once more. Loops it over the top. Big eye hopper off of that turf, and the orange and white clear it out. And it's Emma Beardsley sending it back in for Fillmore on the left side. They try to split a couple defenders over there, but Marion controlling it deep in their own end, and Fillmore still keeping the pressure on defensively. They say defense wins games, and I think you need a little bit of offense too, and tonight Fillmore has had a lot of both. Defense and offense. Far side push by the Black Knights, and down she goes. Almost looked like NFL over there that time. No flag on the play, though, so restart for the Fillmore Eagles with 1:50 left to play. We're inside of 2 minutes left to play. Here in Warsaw, they get the action back underway as Zoe Beardsley boots it up the right side wing, giving chase. A couple of her teammates, but the Black Knights get there first this time. It's one of the few times they have beaten Fillmore to the ball, especially in this second half. Trying to step into the middle. Good play that time, and good hustle by the Marion Black Knights. I believe it was Maya Houseback who got a piece of that one. They send it in the corner. Nugent brings it back out, but Marion takes it away with 1 minute left to play in this one. Conover with a pass out front, and it's booted back deep. Nugent centering a pass out front. Carmen Frazier crosses over and pass down in the right side corner, and they're going to run out of room, and out it's going to go, and it'll be a goal kick coming up for Marion as the final 30 seconds of their season ticks away. A couple of final stop the clock at 27 seconds left as the substitutions are now made. And now, goal kick will restart the clock, and Marion's season will be coming to an end, and the Fillmore Eagles will remain unbeaten and head off to the state qualifier for Class D against the Notre Dame Batavia Fighting Irish in less than 10 seconds. And ladies and gentlemen, it's all over, and the Fillmore Eagles have claimed the Class D1 Girls Section 5 soccer title here in Warsaw. Your final score here on Varsity Media's coverage of championship soccer: Fillmore 4, Marion nothing. Let's give you a quick wrap up on that. Grace Russell doing the job in the first half offensively for the Fillmore Eagles as she netted the first goal of the game 1 minute and 30 seconds in. Call that the game-winning goal, if you will. A 1-0 lead. Russell did it again. She did it early. She did it late in the first half. 2 minutes and 20 seconds left to go. Weave between a couple of defenders off a beautiful pass by Zoe Beardsley. Threaded the needle with 2:20 left to go. Russell in stride, took it to the left side corner, used her fancy footwork and put it in. It was 2-0 at halftime in favor of Fillmore. In the second half, the two scores came within a minute and a half of each other as Fillmore struck 2 more times. It was off a corner kick by Sophia Templeton, and Emily Krasinski headed the ball into the goal, making it a 3-0 ball game. Hope Russell got in on the action, the other side of the twin, and she scored at 25:09. putting the icing on the cake in this one here tonight, 4-0 in favor of Fillmore. Taking a look at the final numbers in the ball game, unofficially anyway. Fillmore outshot Marion tonight 19-9. They also amassed 9 corner kicks to 1 for Marion in the game. And in goal, Elise Birch, credited with 13 saves for Marion, and Presley Miller with 6 saves for the Fillmore Eagles. So our congratulations going out to both teams on a great season, and to the Fillmore Eagles for being 19-0 and claiming the Class D1 championship here tonight in Warsaw. They will be taking on the Notre Dame Fighting Irish Tuesday in the state qualifier at a time and a place to be determined. Right now, we'll be wrapping things up here for Varsity Media. Our thanks to you for tuning in wherever you might have tuned in our doubleheader today. Our thanks to the good Lord above for giving us another couple of great ball games here to bring you on Varsity Media, and hopefully we'll have more for you. Stay tuned to your local stations and to YouTube and, well, wherever you access our broadcast as well, and we'll let you know when our next telecast will be coming. Our final score tonight here in Warsaw, as Frank Williams and Joe Krawicki say so long. Tonight, the Class D1 champions are the Fillmore Eagles. Your final score, Fillmore 4, Marion 0. Good night, everybody.